So earlier I mentioned that I have these two Balisongs that I am parting with probably as long as the deal goes through and I get paid. Here we have the Cube Inked, and now I'm going to talk about the Chroma 2.5. Originally I was going to save both of these in order to talk about a Plastic Balisong tier list, and I just never got around to doing that. I have a video of me talking like 5 minutes about why I don't like the original Squiddy. But enough about that. I'm just going to talk about Balisongs individually. Maybe I will do an overall arching Balisong tier list, but right now we have the Chroma 2.5. What's the word I'm thinking of? Like a huge fucking asterisk to this video is that I bought this used from someone who left it near their stove or something. So the orange handle is quite warped. This is not remotely Chroma's fault. It is plastic, and if you put plastic near heat, a high heat like a fucking stove, yeah, it's gonna warp. That's not Chroma's fault. I actually even put this against a pot to like kind of try and bend it back. It was a worse bend. It's still not perfect, but it is what it is. So that's just a giant fucking like, everything is kind of like a big asterisk. Now the thing is, Chroma also is actually announcing a version 3, and I've already pre-ordered one, and it should get here within a couple weeks. But I don't know if I'll still have this by the time that the V3 comes in. So there's going to be a couple of major differences, and I'm going to just have this video recorded so I can get all my thoughts, and then when I get the V3, you can check back and compare them. Unfortunately, I wish I could have them both side by side. Maybe I will. Alright, first things first. Chroma. It's plastic. You can see this honestly really nice V2 there. Oh, maybe this is the V2. I don't know if this is a 2.5. It's kind of classy. It's got this nice print. It is a single weight here, which I think some of the older 3D printed Balisongs were like. The V3 is going to be more like the Calico and the Tay Flipper, where you have a series of weights in the blade. And you can get a replacement blade if you just want the blade and you don't want to replace your handles. You can just get a blade that is just a new version with a bunch of new weights inserted. A huge difference, though, from the V2 and the V3 is that the V2 has channel spacers. These are sandwich design with channel spacers, and you can kind of see that in here there are some sort of metal fasteners that maintain this channel. Excuse me. The channel being also plastic, you can get it very customizable. So originally I was like, if I were to get my own Chroma, I could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different colors, which feels pretty appropriate for a Balisong called Chroma, which literally means color. But I never got around to that. Also, Chroma is, I want to say in Germany, it is a European Balisong, and one of the central European countries. I want to say it's either Germany or Austria. I will double check that on the V3 video. I'm sorry, Chroma. It's pretty affordable, but also if you are American, shipping is not an insignificant part. So while I had a pre-order bonus, also because this one was like kind of funky, I got a nice little discount. But it still ended up being like $10 in shipping, and it was like 50 to 60 bucks for the base thing. I'll cover this in the V3 video. This is the V2. The V2 feels pretty nice and comfortable in the hands. There are no sharp edges. There's no uncomfortable surfaces. It's all just a smooth surface. The texture here, it's pretty mild. While there is technically a little texture, it is plastic. Focus. You can maybe kind of see the print. It's hard to say, but there is texture from the print. And of course, because of hardware, but it is a bit of a unique hardware that does not look like this might be a T15. I have not tried to disassemble this because again it is kind of warped and I just didn't really see the point. I figured that I would honestly gift this to someone, but since someone was interested in buying it, I was like, well, okay. So yeah, we'll see. There is some jimping actually. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points of jimping. They're not the deepest ever. And on the inside, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. It's not the deepest jimping ever, but again, it's plastic, so it's actually relatively grippy. And with how light it is, speaking of which, I should weigh this, it's not actually that big of a deal that it's not deeper. It's actually quite nice. It's Speaking of weight, it clocks in at 2.68. Pretty reasonable for a plastic Balisong. It is, I would say, slight handle bias. Part of why they're adding more weight to the blades is probably to account for that. But the blades, or sorry, the V3's are actually just going to be channel instead of sandwiched with channel spacers. Probably for a more consistent print. There's a bite handle indicator. It's just pretty, it's more effective than you'd think. You definitely feel it. It's actually a bit uncomfortable, but of course not painful. And I don't know, I think the Chroma is pretty non-threatening. So, you know, hopefully this would be TSA safe, albeit it does have weights in the blade. So I have not tried. I have only flown with an edit light. And the edit light does have brass weights within the blade, but nothing visible. So like, I had it in my backpack, not on my pocket, and it did not flag in the backpack. I'm not sure about a Chroma, and I'm a little scared to try anything with it, but we'll see. So I think when I fly this weekend, I will probably just take the edit again. But yeah, Chroma all in all feels pretty good. It's got these massive washers. I don't actually remember if it's bushings or not, but when I do a review of the V3, I'll do an unboxing and I'll do a review. And when I do a review, I'll probably at least hopefully for the unboxing, I'll double check if they have bushings. But most plastic Balisongs are just washer based. So actually, you know what? I might just try and double check that now because I figure that's an important enough fact. Chroma Balisong. Chroma Balisong V3. Unfortunately, there's no more page for the V2. It's specs. It is pivots. No, so it's T10. Oh, it's PETG. At least the V3 will, and it's a washer's design. So yeah, I was like, I don't think it's bushings, especially because plastic bushings seems kind of weird. But it could be interesting. Getting metal bushings for a plastic Balisong seems just way too expensive to be worth it. Anyways, this is the Chroma. Chroma, as far as plastic Balisongs go, at least the V2, I would say is pretty comparable. I like it more than the regular Squiddy, of course. I like it more than this Cubed Ink. I like it more than, I think, maybe even the Squiddy A. I find that the Squiddy letters have some systems that I'm not crazy fan of, and I might go into that in another video. I would say that this is on par with the Tay Flipper, and it is way less bulky than the Edit Light. It feels pretty comfortable. It doesn't feel super large. But I think the V3 is going to be even better. So if I still have the V2.5, the 2, I will compare. But I'm going to be gone for like a week. I'm just going to be in California for a business trip. So maybe by the time I get back, the V3 will be there and I can compare, or we'll see if I need to ship this before I go to California. But thanks. I think that this is a solid Balisong. Not necessarily the most groundbreaking, not the most mind-blowing, but it feels more comfortably sized than the Edit, and like about the same thickness of handles ish as like the Calico and such. And honestly might be even smaller than the Calico. It feels pretty comfortable. And as you can see, I can go pretty hard on time with this. And yeah, and again, this is with a warped handle, so I don't know. It's pretty good. And that's why I paid for a V3, because I'm excited to check that out. So yeah, at some point, if you're interested, I can make a plastic Balisong tier list and give you a thoughts on all of my opinions on plastic Balisongs, of which I have many. And I am also very excited because I know that FlipForge has teased a new version of the Edit. The original Edit was sunsetted. It is no longer available, or I think it is soon no longer available. I think you can maybe get it for like one last batch. But the new Edit, it seems to be thinner handles, Chanwich, or like maybe also like the Chroma where it's like channel spacers, and a lot of options, and heavier, like 3 ounces. So I'm very excited for that. Very excited to the Chroma V3. Plastic Balisongs, they're good. Don't let people tell you otherwise. If you don't like plastic, that's totally understandable. But they are not bad. Oh, also, like the Squiddy A, I forgot actually, like the Squiddy colors, this nut here has like a rubber ring around it. It is, to my knowledge, not removable. It might be, okay, it's actually super removable, but I'm not gonna fuck with that because it's there for a reason, and the reason is to prevent handle slap. It hits the rubber nicely, and unlike this Squiddy A, I feel like it is a better implementation of it. It's a much bigger ring. I don't know. It doesn't feel as useless in a sense. I don't know. I feel like this is a much better version of the Squiddy letters and the in the ring system. But if you don't like that, yeah, it does actually have Zen pins in here, metal Zen pins for opening, but not for closing. The closing is restricted by these rubber band on the rings. Anyways, that's that. I'll probably do at some point make a big comparison about all the best features that I've seen in the different Plastic Balis. And yeah, anyways, like the video, subscribe, click the bell. I'm on the way to 400, just past 300. I'm trying to get to 500 at the very least for a giveaway, and maybe eventually 1,000. I don't know. That's a little bit of a lofty goal, but I think I could do it. I like to think that my content is enjoyable, and I'm certainly not lacking for content. So yeah, if you like my stuff, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and comment your thoughts on the Chroma 2 and the Chroma eventually 3, and how you feel like it stacks up with other Plastic Balisongs. And if you don't have one, let me know if you have any questions, because it is a European Balisong, and not all my viewers are European. So let me know if you have any questions. Comment them below, and check out the coffee if you want to donate some money, and if I should make a Patreon. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks. Happy flipping, everyone.